I started pulling some cards and I'm tapping into a collective energy that's being told to trust yourself. I'm seeing a roller coaster, okay? And on that roller coaster, you're going up a climb. Okay, the song that I heard before pulling these cards was Reflection by Milan. Who is that girl I see staring straight back at me? When will my reflection show who I am inside? Whoever this is for, and this is for collective, okay? This could be I think this is a very large collective. You've done a lot of inner work and you're still kind of waiting to see the outer transform. And what I'm envisioning for this collective is you have been slowly climbing, okay? And you have yet to see, they're showing a roller coaster, you know, that click, 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 climbing up the hill, climbing up the hill, climbing up the hill. And then you get to the top and then you look down and it's shocking because like that first big fall is right there and you have like, you know, 3 breaths and then you are on this wild ride. And that is kind of what I'm seeing. So you got inner trust, big, bold vision. So this is the current energy of whatever it is you're trying to build in your outer reality. Trust in the vision that you see within. It's coming into fruition here. It's happening, and it's happening slowly, a click at a time on that roller coaster. And the feeling I want to describe to you, and it's really funny because my little sister was just here, and I'm seeing her face because last year we took my kids to Six Flags St. Louis. I grew up in that area. And we rode the Screaming Eagle. And if you don't know the Screaming Eagle, it's one of the oldest rides in that park. Okay, actually it might be the oldest one. I think the Joker used to be old too, but they took it down. But anyway, it's very fun. It's the best one in my opinion, but it's also really risky because it feels like at any moment it could just completely break. It's like an old wooden roller coaster. We rode it 4 times. The very last time, my sister and I rode together in the very front car, and then my 2 sons rode behind us. It was the best time of our lives. Like they showed me her face laughing and me looking at her laughing, and we're both scared shitless, right? But we're transformed into kids again, okay? And that's what this is going to feel for you, okay? You guys are getting to that top of the ride, and you're getting ready to see where you're headed, and it's gonna be shockingly insane, like a huge drop, okay, like the Screaming Eagle, because there's a like straight down, okay, that's the Screaming Eagle for you. It's shocking and it's going to be new, but it's going to be exciting and it's going to make you feel young again and excited for life, okay? You guys have such an abundant vision. You are the visionaries. You're able to dream and think up all these wonderful new ideas and creative endeavors, okay? And you're being reminded of that, to trust in that vision. I feel like there's been a little bit of a stagnancy here, which is why you're being reminded to trust in your inner vision here. Because this lady, she doesn't look so happy, okay? Because maybe she's been doing some shadow work. Maybe she's a little tired and needs to pour into herself, right? And part of pouring into yourself isn't just actual physical rest and, you know, physical care, but it's also nurturing the excitement and the inner child within and the magic. I feel like this collective, you used to be a collective of non-believers, and something happened in your life that made you believe, that really made you believe again, okay? There's something about a third eye opening, a spiritual awakening. Maybe you didn't believe in anything after life, right? And something happened where you experienced some kind of magic that you can't go back on. And maybe that magic has taken a little bit of a pause, or maybe it's not as intense because you're kind of in the stagnant energy, but you're being reminded of that magic, okay? I'm seeing the card Awen from my fairy deck. This bold vision you have, it's meant for you. Okay, that's the main message. I'm going to pull some tarot, but it's meant for you. But it's going to be shocking because it's like, it's been such a far off dream that when it's there may be a little bit of like, you're not recognizing it, right? And well, let's pull some cards because we're going to see where this idea is going. Okay, now I'm hearing the song Timber. It's going down. I'm yelling timber. You better move. You better dance. Okay, something's going down. All right, for this collective. This is something that you've had a vision Yes, okay, inner trust as you recover from something, okay? Three of Swords reverse, recovering from heartbreak, recovering from betrayal, recovering from maybe losing a little bit of that belief, right? Maybe something didn't come that you thought was meant for you. There's a recovery happening here, and fell under inner trust, okay? So this is a clarification for inner trust. Lean into yourself during this recovery. And I feel like because this is the first card, this is the near past energy. You're moving out of that energy into your big, bold vision energy. So let's get a card for big, bold vision. Eight of Swords. Big, bold vision. And remember how I said reflection? Look at the reflection. She's looking at her reflection. Who's that girl I see staring straight back at me? When will my reflection show who I am inside? Because this is maybe what you're seeing, and you're shifting how you see yourself at this time as you get out of this recovery energy, okay? You're shifting this old pattern of feeling trapped, okay? You are free to create this big, bold vision. And you can do that as you're climbing that roller coaster of life here. There's a big emphasis also on not waiting for things to happen, but being present in your everyday life, knowing that things are going to happen as you are living, not as you are waiting, okay? That's a huge emphasis here for this collective, because you guys, when you have a little bit of that psychic stuff, that third eye stuff, you know something's happening. It's like you want validation on the outer to see that you were right, but also you're excited because most likely you see visions of a really big and bold and beautiful future, right? But the thing is, you can get lost in the waiting. And that's why this inner trust comes in here. Inner trust is so important because it's like, was I right? You guys are really building up your trust in yourself here, okay? And that's part of this journey. That's part of the journey of life, and really connecting to like the inner what do I want to call you guys, like the inner oracles or the inner intuitives, okay? That's trusting in the wisdom that comes from within, because again, you guys were non-believers. You probably didn't even believe in anything beyond, okay? And so this is a huge step for you to trust within, which is why you're going through this roller coaster, okay? It's just a whole different thing. Knight of Swords, shock of new. You're gonna feel like this is happening really fast. Shock of new and the Knight of Swords. That is fast moving. See how he's on a motorcycle, and it may even feel a little reckless. I kind of want to read shock of new really quick. Hold on. This oracle comes with a special message for you. There are rumblings and stirrings of creative life force happening now, deep in the undercurrents of your being. If you're very attuned or sensitive, you may have consciously felt this already. You guys have, okay? You guys have felt this. You've had this vision for a very long time. You may have already felt this with excitement, discomfort, or both. If you've not yet sensed these inner stirrings, they are happening all the same. So be on the lookout for a big shift of new birth, the shock of the new, the unconventional. One more thing about Mulan. She wanted to make her family proud, but the way she made them proud was doing complete opposite of what they expected of her, okay? She paved her own way and followed her own path and did the unthinkable, right? And no one could have ever said that it would have worked out that way, but she followed her heart and she made her family proud more than any marriage would have made them proud. The shock of the new, the unconventional, the strangely beautiful, and the disturbing liberation of witches foreign stepping into your life. Liberation is huge in that reflection. She needs to free her reflection, right? This oracle brings you guidance. You're about to encounter something new and different in your life. This is helpful. Don't reject it, no matter how small or insignificant or how powerful and life-changing it may seem to be. You're being asked to dispense with your reliance on the past and what have been your tools to navigate life. You've outgrown your old methods. You will have to fly by the seat of your pants on that roller coaster, so to speak. As you experiment with new ways of life, life will show you the way. Ah, that's exciting. You've been waiting for this.